A reunion of sorts tops our other headlines. Former U.S. President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu held their first in-person talks in 4 years today. The two had fallen out after Netanyahu congratulated Joe Biden on his 2020 election victory over Mr. Trump. But it was all smiles and handshakes as Trump welcomed Netanyahu to his Mar-a-Lago residence. That comes on the fifth day of Netanyahu's visit to the U.S., aimed at bolstering support for Israel's war against Hamas. Seated with Trump, Netanyahu said that Israel will send a negotiating team to Rome early next week for ceasefire talks, and he expressed optimism about the deal.
Do you feel like after this trip, Mr. Prime Minister, we're any closer to a ceasefire deal?
I hope so, but I think time will tell. We're certainly eager to have one, and we're working on it. I think there's been some movement because of the military pressure that we exerted. I hope that there will be sufficient movement to get the deal completed.
Further building pressure to reach a ceasefire in Gaza, 3 nations, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, called on Israel today to immediately end the war. And the UK today said it would no longer interfere with the International Criminal Court's arrest warrant against Netanyahu for alleged crimes against humanity. It puts the UK at direct odds with the US, which remains steadfast in its support for Israel and doesn't recognize the court's jurisdiction. Typhoon Gaimi was downgraded to a tropical storm today as it barrels toward inland China. The storm had already left a trail of destruction in the region, with 5 reported fatalities in Taiwan and at least 34 dead in the Philippines. Gaimi made landfall in China's coastal Fujian province overnight as the most powerful storm to hit the country this year. State TV showed downpours that sent hillsides tumbling onto roads. The rain also submerged city streets, leaving cars underwater. Separately, record rainfall in northern Japan has caused severe flooding and landslides. Authorities say at least 3 people are missing. U.S. health officials are recalling some Boar's Head brand liverwurst and other deli products amid an ongoing probe into a listeria outbreak. The recall affects more than 200,000 pounds of meats sliced at deli counters, so not prepackaged meats. It comes after a sample of Boar's Head liverwurst from a Maryland store tested positive for the bacteria. Officials want to know if that's related to an ongoing listeria outbreak, which has sickened nearly 3 dozen people and caused 2 deaths since late May. On Wall Street today, a reassuring report on inflation helped send stocks soaring. The Dow Jones Industrial Average jumped more than 650 points to close back above that 40,000-point level. The Nasdaq added 176 points of its own, and the broader S&P 500 also rallied to end the week. At the Olympics, the Canadian women's soccer coach has been suspended amid a spying scandal involving drones. Earlier this week, 2 team staffers were sent home after New Zealand complained of drones flying over their practices. Canada's soccer chief says Bev Priestman's future with the team will depend on the outcome of a review of the matter. And he's investigating a potential, quote, systemic ethical shortcoming. FIFA and the International Olympic Committee are also investigating the incident. No players are believed to be involved. And of course, it's not all controversy and security concerns at the Games. There was also the opening ceremony today. It was part floating parade, part visual spectacular, and oh, so French. More than 6,000 athletes floated down a 3.7-mile stretch of the Seine, but that was only part of the show. There were dancers and acrobats and musical performances with Lady Gaga leading the way and Celine Dion delivering an emotional performance to close out the night. And there was rain, a lot of it. The Parisian skies soaked competitors and spectators alike, but did little to dampen their spirits. Still to come on the NewsHour, a look at the growing number of states restricting medical care for transgender youth. David Brooks and Jonathan Capehart break down the latest political headlines. And an art exhibit in Miami documents a community's battle with gentrification and climate change.
This is the PBS NewsHour from WETA Studios in Washington and in the West from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism at Arizona State University.